Hello, I'm Jude Law.
I'm Jurnee Smollett, and we're from The Order.
Welcome and enjoy In Conversation with Us Weekly. Coming away from The Order, tell me about a project that's one of your favorite from the past that has a special place in your heart and in your memory.
Oh, that's a good question. Lovecraft?
Yeah, I was hoping you'd say that. I geeked out on Lovecraft with you
Which
on
was
set.
so sweet.
But why was it a happy time? Just a good team, a good workplace, great people, great cast.
Creatively challenging and creatively stimulating.
Yeah,
you know,
the best combination.
Yeah, great writing, you know.
Yeah.
It all starts with the words, we know that. And Misha Green created and wrote that project, and I loved the poetry of the metaphor of the monster. Who's the bigger monster, racism or it is Shoggoth standing in front of you, you know? And the irony of flipping the genre on its head, Lovecraft himself, you know, being who he was for horror, but also being so horrific when it comes to being a bigot and racist, and but being able to redefine and re-own.
I geeked out with you on set.
That was so sweet.
I love that.
That was very
I love that series so much for all the reasons you said. I mean, there's just nothing better than that kind of brilliantly intelligent but entertaining storytelling. And you know, we can get lazy sometimes. We think, yeah, this thing's all right. When something's really good, it's got to be celebrated.
Oh.
And it was just dynamic and complicated, just so well executed.
What's one of your favorite projects you've done that holds a special meaning to you?
Film I made a couple of years ago called Firebrand with this wonderful filmmaker Kareem. I knew that was very, very happy because again, it was like this low budget, quick schedule, but it was like all in and challenging. But if I look back, I would have to mention, because it's been 25 years, The Talented Mr. Ripley was like, I kind of took it for granted. I was like a 25-year-old kid thinking like, oh, this is just what films are like. And of course, I've never had the same experience again. Sitting on a yacht, drinking wine in the sun.
It's like a classic. Like, that contribution to the cinematic canon is huge. There have been so many films after that you could directly say, oh, they're copying, they're jocking that one.
Several recently, yeah.
No, I mean, I remember seeing it in I don't know if I saw it in the theater. I didn't see it in the theaters. I was too young to see it in the theaters. But I just remember that, I mean, it felt like old Hollywood. It felt like I was watching like a Hitchcock film or
Anthony Minghella. But you know what, it's been funny now looking back all these years later is also genuinely remembering the youthful energy and optimism and sparkle of all these actors who have now gone on to have, you know, Kate Blanchett, Gwyneth, Matt, Phillip, who we lost, but amazing actors and just so funny. It makes me laugh thinking of memories I have of us rehearsing. We were all like 25. 26.
Well, what were the rehearsals like? Did you guys?
We really went for it with rehearsals. Minghella loved full-on rehearsals, and we were rehearsing in the famous Cinecittà cinemas where Fellini used to make his movies.
Wow, come on! So you had the energy in the walls.
So we were there, acting it out like it was a play, really, and
blocking everything.
And then learning to ride scooters, and yeah, it was fun times.
Do you find that rehearsal frees you up? Or does it stifle you?
I love rehearsals. But then you got to also know, I mean, I trained in theatre, so for me, rehearsals are vital. But the difference with rehearsing for film is you got to know when to go, right, that's enough.
Yeah.
You got to stop a little. You can't get there.
Over-rehearse. I've had that experience where I've over-rehearsed.
You rehearse yourself out of it, so
I was doing
you get to
film.
set and you go, I got nothing.
I got nothing. And I was called out. I was called out for it. It was Great Debaters. Denzel Washington was our director.
And Denzel called you out for it?
He absolutely amazing.
Getting
it was one
called
of the
out by
best. It was like a master class. I was like 19 years old.
Amazing.
So, you know, and it was a big debate scene. It was the first debate we had shot. The film's all about debate. We'd gone to debate camp. He had us like in rehearsals debating each other, and you know.
Wow.
And so in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna crush this, man. I'm gonna kill this scene. I get there and I was stale. I was over-rehearsed. And he knew it. And he came to me and he said, you over-rehearsed. And I was like, I know, huh? I got nothing. What do I do? And he said, it's okay. We're going to shoot everyone else and we'll shoot you last. And by then you'll loosen up. And by then I wasn't loose, man. I wasn't. I was freaking out. It's this scene. We're in the tent. And he comes to me. They do like this special shot around me and everything like that. I still know I'm not in the pocket. And he comes to me, and this is why actors who are directors sometimes are the best. And he simply says, if you're gonna ask a question, get an answer. And walked away. Opened my head up. You know, my character was debating whether or not people of color should be able to attend certain universities. I wanted to be a lawyer, so I would have to be able to have access to certain universities, right? It was personal. Samantha Book with an E, it's personal for you. You're fighting for your life. That's how high the stakes are, is what I realized in him saying, get an answer.
And it just clicks.
And it clicked. And the take that's in the film now, I get emotional, is the freaking take after he whispered that in my ear.
Great place to learn, right? In the hands of Denzel Washington. That's amazing.
Safe place to fail big.
Yeah. Which is what you need.
Yeah.
Safe place to fail big. I like that.
Who is Terry? What is he looking to accomplish in our film, The Order?
So Terry Husk is a special agent that I play in the film. He's had a very successful career, but it's taken its toll. He's carrying war wounds emotionally, physically. He's left behind a marriage, possibly in tatters. He's had heart surgery and he's drinking too much, not looking after himself. He's a wreck, and he's actually initially sort of looking to take it easy and to rebuild his life, and instead he lands the biggest job of his life in his back garden.
He's looking to take it easy and slow it down, you say, right?
Take his foot off the pedal. And then once the case develops, he, as of old, becomes obsessive and all in and passionate to bring this, to resolve this case and to bring eventually this single figure, this fugitive Bob Matthews, to justice. One thing playing her that you took away?
It was such an education process for me. I knew about the Turner Diaries, but I didn't know really about Bob Matthews and this.
Me neither.
Till I
read it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know about the Aryan Nation
Sure.
and KKK, you know, these hate groups, these domestic terrorists. But I didn't know the connection between Bob Matthews and Timothy McVeigh.
Right. That breadcrumb trail. Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely, you know, unfortunately the ideology wasn't invented by Bob Matthews.
No.
And this level of bigotry and hatred also didn't die off with him.
No.
And it's only flourished, unfortunately, since then. And that was one thing we talked a lot about, of, you know, a lot of the agents, the special agents, in dealing with him, the conversation was, well, we don't want to make him a martyr. Well, we don't want this ideology to flourish and stuff. And yet, here we are, you know. What one thing did you take away?
I think there was a sense of uncovering in Terry this need to keep finding fuel to keep going and fight the fight. And in finding his kind of weariness, it reminded me a little bit perhaps of a state of mind I've been in. You know, as I've reached middle age. 10 years ago, I kind of thought we were all living this great life, and I thought the world's in a pretty good place, you know. And it's like I took my eye off the path, and suddenly now at an age where I feel like, oh, we're retiring. And, you know, it's like, no. The moral battle is in front of all of us. The opportunity, right? It's only kind of, but it invigorated me too. It kind of thought, well, if Terry can find that, I can find that. You know, now's the time to make the right choices. Now's the time to have those conversations and call people out and, you know, just be bold.